Hey, what's up? Let's talk about what you are drinking. One more time and that's better. Well, let's speak about what you shouldn't drink or what you should drink when speaking in front of a camera or speak in front of an audience. Indeed, what many of you probably don't know is that indeed drinking or the choice of your beverage will have a direct impact on your appearance and also the way that you speak. So there are certain drinks which are clearly no-goes, while other ones are the go-to drinks if you really need to speak in front of the camera or in front of an audience. So let's start with my no-goes. The first no-go is pretty obvious. You should under no circumstances drink any alcohol. The reasons, I think it's pretty obvious why you shouldn't drink any alcohol. So just stay away from alcohol. It will always have a negative impact on the way that you're speaking. And I absolutely recommend not to touch any alcohol. The second choice is a little bit less obvious and maybe a little bit harder choice for many of you because it concerns the go-to beverage for many of you on a daily basis. It's about coffee. And there are two reasons why speakers shouldn't drink coffee before speaking in front of an audience or in front of the camera. The first reason is simply coffee will dry out your mouth, and speaking with a dried mouth is not very comfortable, especially not if you have to deliver a longer speech. The second, which is a main reason also, is simply that, of course, coffee contains a lot of caffeine, and that's exactly why we're also drinking coffee. We want to have this adrenaline kick, we want to have this energy. But now imagine that you have to speak in front of the camera, or you're going to be in front of the audience. This by itself already will boost your adrenaline and will create a stress moment. If you add then in addition also the caffeine kick, then this will be simply too much, and you probably will be overexcited in front of the people or in front of the camera. The next one that we should avoid are everything which is sodas. Sodas, again, for two reasons. The first reason is typical soda beverages, they contain a lot of sugar. Sugar is not healthy, that's for sure. But mostly it impacts also your mouth again. It dries out your mouth, and same as for coffee, it will make it more difficult for you to speak in front of the camera or the audience. The other reason is simply that sodas are carbonated. And you know what happens when you drink something which is carbonated? Well, it will make you burp. And if you want to burp in front of the camera or in front of your audience, then feel free to do it, but I would not recommend it. Same, by the way, applies also to sparkling water. I love to drink sparkling water, but definitely not before I speak in front of the camera or the audience. What about dairy products, dairy drinks? Also not a good idea, unfortunately, because the milk is going to dry out your mouth as well, which will make it, again, more difficult to speak. So what at the end can we drink? Well, my favorite go-to drink is very simple. It's simple, still water. It will hydrate you. It will have a positive effect on your mouth, on the way that you speak. So there is nothing wrong about drinking abundantly still water. But there is a caveat here as well. The caveat is very simple. It should be room temperature. And this, sorry for my American friends, I know that typically you have always chilled drinks, but no, don't take them from the fridge. It should be room temperature, because if you have something which is chilled, which is really cold, then it might also constrict your throat. And speaking with a constricted throat is not such a good idea either. So best is still water with room temperature, or as an alternative, what I also personally like quite a lot, is tea. And with teas, you have the possibility either to go for herbal teas, which don't have any side effects because they typically don't contain any caffeine, or you can go for green teas or for black teas. For sure, green tea and black tea contains as well caffeine. Black tea more than green tea. But the concentration is typically a little bit less high than for coffee. And the big difference is as well that the caffeine which is in the tea is absorbed on the longer run by the body itself. That means it will not create this kick that you have from the coffee. And therefore, it might be easier for you also to drink some tea and feel still energized, but not overexcited. So if you want to be on the safe side, I would recommend still water or eventually herbal tea. Or if you really support it well, then why not a black tea or a green tea? And with this, I can just say, yes, you can do it.